Very good. Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining me to another special health focused Tai Chi and Qigong class. Um, Recently, I've been talking to you about a dental health solution that is not technically Tai Chi, but remember, Tai Chi is a holistic practice. And I'm sure you know that the health of your mouth has a huge impact to the health of the rest of your body, specifically your heart and your digestive system. So having a good, healthy oral care, someone else coming in, is paramount really to your oral health. Recently, I came across this lady, Dr. Ellie Phillips, who is actually an American, can you see that? There we go, an American dentist. And she's not an alternative dentist. Welcome to those coming in. It's good to see you. She is actually a sort of, you know, mainstream dentist. But I really like her way, and I like what she talks about, and I'm trying out her dental regime for just general very good oral health. Now, if you're in America, you're definitely at an advantage here because she has a link called Clean White Teeth. I think it is cleanwhiteteeth.com. And it gives you lots of Amazon links to actually purchase these products. We do have Amazon here, but certainly since Brexit, there are a lot of products that actually it's very, very difficult to get hold of. However, I have got hold of most of them and I've gone as near as possible. And what she's saying is if you follow this regime, try and follow it exactly. Any substitutions, you'll get different results. So the first part of it, it's basically toothpaste and 3 mouthwashes. And the first part of the regime is to use this stuff here called Klossies. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. So it's serious science for sensitive mouths, it calls itself. And it is a mixture of water, sterilized chlorine dioxide, trisodium phosphate, and citric acid. So it's chlorine basically. What's it called? Chlorine dioxide. And it is very bland. It's very, very gentle. It's unflavored. If you see, it comes in a big bottle of mouthwash like this. However, it does have a flavor bottle, so peppermint oil, so that you can add peppermint to it if you want to make it more kind of minty, fresh. But actually, Dr. Ellie Phillips recommends that you leave it as it is. So it's like water, basically. It doesn't have much flavor at all, and it's very bland and it's very gentle. So that's your pre-wash mouth rinse. So you slosh with that for 30 seconds and spit it out, which is nice and gentle and easy. Now, I have loads of allergies, loads of issues with things that are normally thought of as gentle and sensitive. And for me, I can't do them at all, like baking soda. I can't do baking soda. I'm allergic, and it's a contraindication to a medicine that I have to take. So this stuff is great. That was big tick for me. It's very mild. It's very gentle. And basically, it's helping to just set the scene for you, flush away any food. You're meant to do this twice a day, this regime, once after breakfast, not before breakfast, after breakfast to get rid of food particles, and once just before bed. So the next stage is to clean your teeth. And Dr. Ellie recommends Crest Original. Now, this is important. She says Crest Original. It has on it, helps stop cavities before they start, and it's a fluoride anti-activity toothpaste. So anti-activity basically means that it's stopping the production of the harmful bacteria in your mouth, as far as I understand it. So this is impossible to get in the shops that I've tried, certainly here, but I did actually find it on Amazon, and it was really cheap, relatively cheap to get a bulk buy. of three or four of these. It was very decent indeed. So, and I really like this toothpaste. It is soft and gentle. It is minty. It doesn't have any harsh chemical-y feel. And it actually made me want to clean my teeth more gently. Whereas the harsher products make me feel like everything's harsh and I'm actually scrubbing harder. So you gently clean your teeth with this stuff after the Clossie's mouth rinse. And you use a toothbrush for morning and you use a separate toothbrush for your evening practice, and you sterilize your toothbrush between each toothbrush, between brushes, and let them dry. So here is Sterident. That's what I've been using to sterilize. So it's the stuff that you sterilize false teeth with. You put a wee tablet of this in a glass of water and put your toothbrush in it and leave it for 3 minutes and then rinse, and then place it outside the bathroom in a little holder so that it can dry and be away from bathroom germs like the toilet germs that flush and go into the air, and the black mold and stuff that tends to grow in bathrooms. So you're sanitizing your toothbrush each time. This is just a toothbrush that I bought, doesn't have to be that, but pick a good toothbrush that's not too soft, not too firm, and you let it dry in a clean sanitary situation. And so you use the morning one, sanitize it, put it away, and then in the evening you use your evening one that's by that stage nice and dry and sanitized, and you use that. So that's your toothbrushing aspect. It's very easy to follow, actually, as long as you can get the products. The next one, now I've got Listerine for children here because I couldn't find Listerine Original. Dr. Phillips recommends the Listerine Original. She says to avoid the stuff that says that it's for plaque control because that has another agent in it which doesn't fit in well with this system. So you could get it on Amazon here, but it was £38, which is about $40 for a bottle, not much bigger than this. So you could buy 2 nice bottles of wine for the price of a bottle of original Listerine. So a basic Listerine, basically, just nothing too fancy, nothing with any of the added extras. You slosh with that for 60 seconds. And then finally, for this twice daily routine, you use ACT. Now, this is another mouthwash. And again, I couldn't get the just mint for adults ACT one here. I could find it, but again, it would be sent over from America and the import tax is just, no, you could be paying £50 just to get it into the country. So this is the one that I could find on Amazon. It's ACT for children, and it's a fluoride rinse. Again, it's an anti-activity fluoride rinse. So it's basically to stop the production of the bad bacteria that builds up in the mouth. So you slosh with that. This is your last part of the process, and spit it out. And don't rinse with water after that. You leave that gentle, tiny coating of fluoride on your teeth all night long, and that helps to strengthen and polish and protect your teeth. So that is the general thing. You do the Clossies, pre-rinse, you brush with your Crest original toothpaste, sorry. You use Listerine, but that's slightly acidic. So then you finish with your ACT, which alkalines it again and puts the fluoride onto your teeth to make them stronger. So you do that twice a day, once after breakfast and once last thing before you go to sleep. I've been following this. It is very doable. It doesn't take very long, but you do have to keep your wits about you. You have to keep the order correct. Don't do it out of order. And then in between, when you are eating and drinking after your meals, you use this stuff. Now, again, the light here makes it very difficult to see. Can you see that? Xylitol. Okay, so xylitol is a sweetener. It is actually a natural sugar that comes from a lot of different plants. It's originally from the birch tree bark, I think. It's birch tree, but it can be from various other corn husks and various other vegetables. And it's lovely, it's nice, it's kind of like sugar. It has a slightly fruity flavor. It is slightly different from sugar, but you could actually use this, according to Dr. Phillips, instead of toothpaste. So it changes your thinking about sugar. Normally we think sugar is bad for our teeth. Actually, this stuff is brilliant for your teeth. And instantly, if you take a little spoon of this, you get saliva drenching your mouth. So it really promotes the production of saliva, which, as we know, is very useful for remineralizing the teeth. And it's like a mouthwash and aids our digestion. So saliva is a really good thing. So you can get this stuff in crystalline form, just sugar, basically, crystalline sugar, which I like because there's no other stuff in it. There's no other chemicals. However, here's a gum. Now, Dr. Phillips recommends Zellies, which is a sugar-free or xylitol sweetie, boiled sweet. Or candy, as they call it in America. You can't get it here for love nor money. So I found Pure, which is the version that I can get here. There are lots of different products. Here's another one, plastic-free, chewy, that's a xylitol gum. You can get all different flavors of it. I don't like this stuff. I'm not really keen on gum. Actually, I prefer just taking a wee tiny spoonful of the granules into my mouth because there's no extra stuff. It's just the product. So Zellies, if you can get hold of it, and you just have that after your meals to help to cleanse your mouth and remineralize and deacidify. And the xylitol helps to stop plaque from sticking to your teeth, stop the bacteria from breeding. And it really does clean your teeth. My teeth are really white. And they were getting a wee bit, I was struggling to keep them as white as I would have liked. And now they're just white. They're just very, very clean. One other product I wanted to show you that is not part of the protocol, but I made the mistake of getting, and this is Ultradex. Now, Dr. Phillips says in Europe they call Clossies Retardex. So I tried to find Retardex, and this is what kept coming up, Ultradex. It's the same company that makes it. They don't seem to make it or certainly sell Retardex anymore, or I can't find it online. So I thought maybe it's the same thing. Maybe they've rebranded it because Retardex, maybe it's not the best name. So I bought this, and it may be nearly the same, but it has sodium bicarbonate in it. And Dr. Phillips says that actually, bicarbonate of soda, I should say. She says that actually baking soda that is used a lot and is thought to, in general, thought to be good, actually can damage your gums and teeth after a long time. And because I'm allergic to it anyway, I'm not going to use this. I'm going to let my mum use it. She's not allergic, see what she thinks, but it's not what you're looking for. So do be careful. If you're going to follow her regime, she does express, follow my steps exactly, use the exact products that I recommend, because anything else is off. And you might think, well, maybe she's just getting a lot of money from all these companies. I really don't think that's the case at all. Certainly xylitol, you can get it from loads of different companies. I get the impression she's spot on. She's just trying to do her best for people. And so far, so good. I'm really happy with the results. I feel my gums are happier. I feel my teeth are cleaner. I'm going to continue on this and see where it goes. So I'll report back to you in a few months and tell you how my teeth and gums are getting on. Yeah, I like it so far. I would at this point recommend it, and I've seen testimonials online, and like recordings of people speaking, and it's definitely very, very useful. So I'll share a testimonial with you on the WhatsApp group. Okay, I think I've spent plenty of time talking about that. Let's do some Tai Chi. Up you get, please. Good. Okay, so let's take right hand in fist, please. Left hand straight, pulling back the thumb with the feet together, the hands together, and we salute. Press forwards. Lovely. Relax down, please. And we go into the four corners as we gently rotate. Now, this exercise is designed to make all of your joints move a little bit. So do you see the way my body is swirling as my as my tail goes to one side, my head goes to the other side. And that's what we're looking for in the first Chen warm-up exercise, is this full body connection, that everything is moving because the center moves. But we're keeping the structure of the spine. You can allow the neck to gently bow a little bit, but you're not rolling your head separately. Good. Now let's change direction. Whenever we do these exercises with the master, we tend to do 30 in each direction. That's your rule of thumb for a thorough warm-up. But you can build up to it and let your breath flow. These exercises, because of their gentle repetition, it gives you a chance to really tap into any areas where there is pain or discomfort and start to melt and breathe through those places. Warm up is so crucial for getting your body to a state where you can safely and comfortably move it. So please never be tempted to just jump straight into the form with full gusto. You can, of course, use form as a warm-up, but then it has to be done very differently. It has to be done softly, gently, high stances, even slower, just to melt yourself into the movement. Good, let's come back to center. The second exercise is the same as the first, but this time we really just focus on the movement of the hips. And the rest of the body, though it will be affected by the movement, is less mobilized by the movement. So just feel into the four corners. The body will naturally round off the edges. And let your breath flow with the movement. Good. Again, when you're practicing this, count to 30 in each direction. But for now, let's change direction. This one, the Grandmaster, Shen Wang, suggests that we build it up to 500 circulations in each direction. And I know that sounds like a lot, but it doesn't take that long, about 25 minutes to half an hour, depending on how fast you go. And it's no more physical than going for a gentle walk. However, it is using your body in a way that we don't normally move. So building it up is paramount. We start with 30. If you do 30 each day for a week, in the second week, you can do 60 in each direction, or do it twice a day. And within a few weeks, you have built it up to quite a lot of circulations. This one is really good for helping to balance the alignment and the muscle engagement of the hips. So it means that the pelvis is sitting well and comfortable. Whereas if you saw that video that I shared online on YouTube, sorry, the dog wants in, come on in, you'll see that actually the pelvis can rotate independently. Each side can knock itself out of alignment. So going for a walk in rhythm with music can help realign, but also the exercise we just did can help. So next we go on. Hello. Now, seeing as this dog is here, I just want to point out something I didn't mention today, that xylitol is poisonous to dogs. So you want to keep dogs and xylitol apart. If you do follow Dr. Ellie's advice, just make sure it's very well kept away from dogs. Let's do a little rotation of the wrists. and shake out. Good, and change. So we're going to do the other foot. Good, and blink and rotate the wrists. This is a nice wee exercise for your brain. It helps to just take yourself a little bit outside of the comfort zone, shaking out. Okay, your way again. Thank you, bye-bye. Good, okay. So let's go inwards now. We went outwards, let's go inwards. Try to keep those hips level. And shaking out, and on the other side inwards. Notice I'm not doing the arms in this direction. You can do it in both, but there's an easy way and a difficult way. And the inwards direction, shaking out please, with the arms you go backwards with the hands. It's like you're cycling backwards. You see that if I show you from the side, one wrist and then the other. So you can do this practice on its own, just the arms, or you can do it with the legs as well. And in our actual master classes, we tend to only do that move when we're doing weapons practice, because it limbers the forearms and the wrists nicely before taking a weapon. Good. Okay, let's open our stance and sit back and down. Sorry about the light. It's autumn days. Okay, and we're going to keep the hips steady, keep the legs steady, and gently turn in the waist. Or think of turning your body inside your hips. And breathe. Oh, I'm going to have to sort that light out, aren't I? Yeah, can you? I'll not leave you doing this exercise. Just give it a second. Good, and come up. So I would look to do about 15 to 30 of those exercises. Again, build it up. Now, I'd like you to just go back to your hip rotations for a second, please, while I pull these curtains and sort out that light blasting in. And you can always go back to the hip rotations. It's a beautiful way to recover from an exercise. There we go. And to just keep the body moving. Not sure how many times you may have noticed, but if you're doing something and then you go to have a pause or a break, you feel that you can get stiff quite quickly. So doing this little hip rotation in between can help you just to ease yourself. It's like a little warm down between exercises. But let's move on to this one, which is Chen Tai Chi's sensitivity practice. So we're turning the waist. It's the same exercise we just did in the big open stance, but now it's much softer, much smaller. And you're really feeling and listening into your hands, into your fingers, as if you're wading through water. And with this gentle, sensitive movement, you can even notice how the turning of the waist affects the weight distribution in your feet. And the torsion, that gentle turning energy, gives your legs and your knees a little massage. So the knees aren't twisting, but there is a rotation traveling through your knees. So this is actually a very good knee exercise. It might not look like it because you're not moving your knees, but you're sending energy through the legs and into the feet. Good, very nice. All right, our next exercise, we're going to go wide again. And this is an asymmetrical exercise, so we're going to sit back and down. And I'd like you to turn one foot slightly out. Now that foot is the foot we're going to do circles around. We're going to draw into the other leg, opening the hip, and then very gently, small movement, we feel to the big toe, to the little toe, round the blade of the foot to the heel, and then draw the weight across into the other leg again. Do you see what's happening? So big toe, little toe, round the edge to the heel, and open the hip. Repeat. Now, if it feels like it's too much, if it feels sore, then we need to adjust. You can try bringing it in a little bit, make it a little bit higher. Feel to the feet, because that gives you the correct size of movement. We don't want to overdo it. Just feel to the big toe, little toes, heel, and bring the weight across. And you'll see that it actually creates a kind of figure of 8 movement. But we're just focusing on circling around the one foot at a time. Keep breathing. Good. All right, let's bring that foot back to parallel and bring the other foot slightly out. So we're talking about 20 degrees, not much, not really to the corner, just a little bit open. And we draw across into the other side, and then feel big toe, little toe, round to the edge of the heel. And again, so we're circulating around the foot. Breathe. Keep the body upright, the tail hanging down. Please don't be tempted to lean forwards, as that will put a lot of strain into your back and your core. Good. Opening the hip and gently circle round. Open the hip, gently circle round. Good. It's a nice strengthening exercise. Last time. Beautiful. And let's walk the feet gently in. Well done. Easing from your stance, shaking up. Good. So let's move on. Now, if you were to go to a masterclass with one of the Master Chens, you'll find they always do standing practice. Standing practice is a priority because it helps align, it helps sort out a lot of issues before they start. It's kind of like you're tuning your engine. So we'll do just a couple of seconds here and now of standing, but bear in mind, a short stand is considered 20 minutes. But you build it up again. So you could do 5 minutes. You could even do 2 minutes. Every time you stand, it's a bit like cleaning your teeth. It's maintenance. It helps your whole system function and therefore helps your Tai Chi function very well. We start with feet together. We float up through the top of the head, the chin slightly down and back. If you're seated, you do exactly the same thing, but in the seated position. We breathe for a few moments, calming down. Let's lengthen the fingers gently down. And we're going to release through the belly, through the hips, through the knees. Now you're going to fill your right foot, and not mirroring here. Empty your left foot and step open. Relax the foot down and shift into center. At this stage, you can check your feet, make sure you are shoulder width, but your feet are directly below your shoulders. They're supporting, they are your foundation. So make sure they're level, make sure they're comfortable. And check posture again, the top of the head floating up, the chin slightly down and back, the tail hanging down, your spine hanging down. Your fingers lengthening down, calming down, and breathe. Now we're going to gently float the hands up and bring them to about the level of your diaphragm. Now it's hard to see on a two-dimensional screen, so I'll show you from the side. The hands are about 1 hand length away from your body. About that, even for me, it's slightly closer. So we want to feel a kind of innate strength in the posture that the energy is flowing. So as if you're holding a pillow against your chest, relax your shoulders down, relax your elbows down, and let your hands float in structure. So don't let them flop, let them float level with your diaphragm. And we just breathe into that. Letting go through any tension, let it keep flowing down and away. Now, if you're not sure the position that you should be in, it's somewhat intuitive. We want the skeleton to be symmetrical and level. So when you use a mirror, check your head is on straight, not tipping or sliding to one side. Chin should be slightly down and back. The shoulders releasing and hanging down to the sides, level. The hips, level. The knees in line with the feet. So do you see this sort of A shape of the legs? So the knees should not be sticking out, neither should they be collapsing in, but in line. And feel the four corners of both feet taking your weight evenly. Breathe and let go through that. And you simply calm down and listen behind. So that's your standing practice. We're going to slowly, gently lower the arms down now. And cover center. Relaxing the arms against your body. Not tight, but just letting go. And breathe into your belly. Very good. Release, relax your arms gently down. I'd like to do a little silk reeling with you. Let's take one hand to waist and the other palm facing up and reaching forwards, touching your center line. Now, the reason we're doing this, let's open our stance a little bit more. I just came back last weekend from 4 days training with Master Chen Yinjun, and he had some insight for us on silk reeling. So this will help all of your movements within your form. Movement one, we're gently turning. The palm flips over. I call this call your waiter. You're trying to get someone's attention. Feed the weight across into shoulder, elbow, and unfold to the hands to the fingertips. So far, so good. This is all the same as you have done. Movement three, releasing the shoulder and the hip. Allow the hands to come up and over a little bit more before it slides down to the sides, and then feed the weight across. And Master Chen was really not exaggerating, but this was an obvious change that he made. Up and over, the hand comes up and over. It doesn't just turn and slide down. So I'd like us to practice this, please. Turn, feed across, and release. The hand rises a little bit before it falls. Good, and glide across. And as you do that, hopefully you're feeling this sensation that I feel. It's very free. It's a very freeing movement. By going up and over, it releases and opens the joint. Whereas if you just turn, if you watch, I'll show you the way I was doing it. If you just turn, the joint is somewhat more locked. Good. I'm going to come over a wee bit so that you can see the contrast with the background color there. So keep going. We turn, we feed across, and you're releasing the hands going up and over a little bit before it comes down and across. Up and over. and across. Good, so it feels a little different. We had actually been integrating that into the form, but it hadn't been pointed out in silk reeling before. And silk reeling is your ABCs of movement in Tai Chi. So it's good to feel it. We're releasing and then coming down. Good, let's change over. We'll try it on the other side. So you can see the contrast. Release and slide down. Feed across. Palm faces up. Call your waiter. Feed across, shoulder, elbow, hands, fingertips. Little finger edge releases, but the hand rises a little bit to come down. Good. Up and over. Good. So I'd like you please to have a play with that. The danger is to exaggerate, but we just want to play with it. And it's okay to exaggerate. It's okay to go beyond where we're trying to go if you catch it out. If you go, oh, that felt a bit big. It's just that little moment. It's like going round a loop as opposed to just twisting. Release and down. Good. How does that feel? Release and down. Excellent. Well done. And this next time, we're going to feed the foot in. Well done. Relax down. Now let's put that into the form. Okay, so just facing me, please. We lengthen up, we relax down, we lengthen the fingers down. Let's release, belly, hips, knees. I'm going to mirror for you, so fill right, empty left, step open, shift your weight. So we breathe in and float up. And breathing out, releasing and relaxing down. So we have our little gather to the right to come up to the left. Here it is. We turn a little bit to the left, release. The hands come up a little bit in order to turn. Feeding onto the right foot. Bring in the left foot and step. And again, up to go down. Feeding forwards. Turn and come through. Up, down. Up, down. Release. We come up, turning out the left foot and step forwards right. Good. We're just doing face on for now. We turn, feed forward, step. Turn, feed forwards, step. Prepare to punch left. So we turn to the left corner, left hand in fist, relax to center and punch. Release. Fist comes under, feed the weight back, roll, feed the weight forwards, screwing into the front leg and fill the back foot. Little Charleston movement. Relax to center. Right hand swings back and step back left. Sit back, stretch the hands apart. Turn, go in, step back, Turn the front palm, stretch the hands apart as you sit back. Turn and in, step back, stretch apart. Turn. There's 5 steps back. That's 4, I think. And the 5th step, we're going to touch, we're going to bring the heel in and swipe your left hand round into a hook to sit on top of the leg and chop. Good. A little release towards the back leg, turning, opening, lifting the right toes, turn to face the front and step underneath yourself. Shifting the weight, step back, up and over, right hand forming fist, relax down. I know I'm miles away, so from here, release the front foot and step, find your corner. Right hand in fist, right corner, relax to center and punch. Good. Release and expand. Up and over, underneath. We bring the right side through. Up, down, up, down. Release. Breathe in and out. We go right the way down to the base of the body. There we just think of sealing in the good energy. Just think of closing and point to the floor. Float up or release, I should say. Everything just goes release, fill right, close left. Well done and recover. Good. So that silk reeling exercise helps in the form to get that feeling of up and over. You can just practice turn and up and over, turn and up and over, that feeling. So we're not just twisting, which feels very locked, but we're releasing. It's not a big movement, but it's very useful. It's very freeing within the body. And that's what we want in Tai Chi. We want to be able to move freely, easily, comfortably, minimum effort, maximum output. Good. Up and over. Up and over. Well done, and rest. So we have done the form once with the front view mirrored and without the turns. Let's now give it a go doing the full thing back view. I know not everybody likes that way, but I want you to get to the point that you're taking a little bit of the onus to get it yourself. And I'm a reference rather than my spoon feeding you, because you can do it. You've done it many times. Try it. Try. Okay, are we ready? Over to the right, please. We float up and relax down. Big in. Prepare. Punch. Turn towards the left to release. Turn to the front and step underneath. Take the weight across and step up. Right hand and fist. Relax down. Release from the punch. Expand. Lift the left toes. Turn on the heel. Right side comes through. Up, down. Up, down. Shoulder height. Base of the body. Pause. Point to the floor. Release. Fill right. Close left. And recover. Heel tap. Excellent. Yeah. How did you get on? Did you manage? Yeah. Good. Okay. Good. Let's finish, please, folks, with a little warm down. So turning and patting down the legs, knees, lower legs, ankles and feet. Now, I'm a great believer in warm down, just like warm up. It helps your body to recover. It helps transition from exercise into normal function in a much gentler way. But if you are having a bit of a hard time of it, if you're working your body hard, or for whatever reason you're in discomfort, I highly recommend Epsom salt baths. If you can get in and out of a bath with Epsom salt, nice warm bath is very restorative, very soothing, very relaxing for achy muscles. It's the magnesium in the salts that actually soaks into your body. It is absorbed in and treats the muscles and the fascia and everything there, as opposed to having to eat it and then, you know, send it through the digestive system. Let's do a little heel tap, please. If you can't get in and out of a bath, or if you don't have a bath, even having an Epsom salt foot bath can be very soothing, restorative, and makes you feel lovely and clean. So let's stand for a moment, please. Just feel the energy flowing through your body. Beautiful. Let's just for a moment come together and sit, and we'll finish our class in a seated brief relaxation. You don't have to sit or stand for hours in order to access relaxation. So let's come together. We'll sit nice and comfortably, please, feet shoulder width apart. And when you're ready, float up through the top of the head, the chin slightly down and back. And just take a moment. I'd like you to observe your breath. Observe your heart rate. And observe the quality of your body. How does your body feel here and now? Breathing into each moment, feeling into each breath, and with each out breath, allowing yourself to let go. Let go into the experience. Let go of the experience. And return to that state of listening. Listen to your body. Feeling what's happening now. And continuing to let go. This is a practice you can bring into every moment of your life, not just sitting with your eyes closed, but whatever you're experiencing, be there, experience it. And if it's not pleasant, know that it will be over in a second. So stay with it and let go through it. And if it is pleasant, enjoy the experience, relish it, but let it pass on through. Not clinging, not avoiding, but just being present here and now. There is relief to be had in mindfulness. Feel your energy can flow when we simply allow things to pass on through. Let's gently tug the hands in to cover center, please. Hug the elbows in. And now we bring the awareness to that center point. The hands guide the awareness, guide the feeling into the belly. Breathe into your belly. And feel your energy is stronger. Beautiful. Well done, folks. Let's ease from our stance, please. Wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, bringing your awareness back to the room, and slowly, gently open your eyes. Lovely. So I'd like to focus a little bit on the Chen style in the next few weeks, because I've just practiced with an amazing Chen style master. So please bear with me for that, and let's up our game a little bit with our Chen style 9-step. You're doing very well indeed. I hope you're enjoying your practice, and thank you so much for joining me. Xie Sang Hao. Look forward to seeing you next time.